It's time to invest in care, to give working families the support they need and jumpstart our economy with good new jobs for caregivers.
American Jobs Plan is going to help in big ways. It's better wages and benefits and opportunities for caregivers. An elder care system that makes it possible for parents to go to work and for the elderly to stay in their homes with dignity.
Congress, pass President Biden's plan and invest in care jobs now, because care is essential.
And I'm so proud to open this Care Can't Wait Essential Teletown Hall, and with a powerful leader, home care provider from Massachusetts, Milka Exantis. Milka. Milka, we can't hear you. Milka Exantis, as she gets off mute, provides home care each and every day in Massachusetts, and she and Senator Warren know each other's work incredibly well, and Milka is the honor of introducing Senator Warren to us all. And Senator Warren, since we just lost Milka, maybe we can have her thank you at the end, and just say to all of us gathered on this live stream, what an incredibly courageous and clear voice you've been about the essential need to invest in the caregiving economy for babies, on childcare, and for elders and people with disabilities, for families all across this nation. We welcome you and thank you for your leadership. And I'm going to turn now to you.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for the introduction, Mary Kay. We'll get Milka back, I hope, soon. Yeah. I want to say a very special thank you to SEIU and to NDWA for having me here. It's so good to be here and have this chance to talk with all of you about the importance of care work. You know, I've been saying this for a long time. Care is infrastructure. And here's what I mean by that. Infrastructure is what we invest in to make our society work. It's the parts that make all other work possible. And that includes roads and bridges and broadband internet. But it also means knowing that your family members who need care can get that care that they need. And it means being able to go to work without worrying about whether or not people in your family are safe and whether they have what they need. And so I think of this as just like we talk about investing in other infrastructure so that we can create good middle-class jobs. We need to make sure that care jobs are good jobs that can support a family. Look, care is essential work. It is largely done by women and disproportionately by women of color. And for generations, this nation has undervalued this necessary work. It is way past time to right this wrong. We must invest in care work to support the women who do this work and to make sure that quality care is available to every family that needs it. I'm fighting for a $700 billion investment in childcare to make sure that it is available and affordable for every family that needs it. And childcare providers get paid like the educators they are. In addition, the president has called for an historic investment of $400 billion in home and community-based services to ensure that people can get care in their communities, in their families, and to support the workers who provide HCBS services. I have to tell you, I am really encouraged that President Biden is standing up and talking about this. He gets it. Care is essential. This is a very special moment. Right now, the door is cracked open. Not all the way open, but there's a crack. Our job at this moment is to push through that door and make it happen. I am honored to be in this fight with you, and I am looking forward to hearing more from our other panelists about what this investment in care would mean for them and would mean for their families. So, Mary Kay, it's great to be here with you today. I hope Milka's been able to join us, and I'm going to give this back to you.
Yes. Thank you so much for that inspiring message, Senator Warren. We are so proud to have you leading this fight and standing with you in this fight. And we agree we have to take action. That's why we're saying in this live stream that we need each and every person to text Congress now. Soon you will see a phone number you can call, because as Senator Warren said, it's going to be making our voices heard loud and clear, that we want Congress to make those two key investments in childcare and in home and community-based services to make a caregiving economy that is valued for the first time in this nation. And before I introduce the other panelists, Milka, we wanted to give you a chance.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
We can. Welcome.
Good afternoon. My name is Milka Exentus, and I am a home care worker in Massachusetts with 1199.
Oh. She is, we're going to get Milka. She was a huge home care provider. And I want to welcome Dr. C. Nicole Mason. You have been such a powerful national leader on the research into economic security and equity for working women. It's absolutely key to this discussion. And you now serve as president and CEO of the Institute for Women's Policy Research. Thank you for joining us. I want to start off this question with this panel with a question for both of you. We know that millions of Americans need quality, affordable care that they either can't access or they can't pay for. We've all had loved ones who require care, and we've all spent too many nights worrying about how to get them the quality care they need. But we also know that care is universal. It's essential to getting people back to work and actually getting our economy on the right track. How can investing in care propel jobs and a more equitable economy, especially for women, primarily Black and brown women who do the majority of care work in this country?
Dr. Mason, you want to start?
Yeah, so I can start, and I just want to say I'm so excited to be reunited with SEIU. Some years ago, I wrote a report for 32BJ that won higher wages for airport workers at JFK and LaGuardia. So, I'm just so glad to be here. So when I think about the work ahead, this is a historic moment. It's a once in a generation moment. We have an opportunity to fix a broken system, but also prepare for the future. We know in 5 years, we're going to need 4.2 million new care workers because of the aging population. And we also, again, when we think about the continuum of care from child care to elder care, we know that there is just tremendous amount of need. And what I'm happy about in thinking about the jobs plan is that it is a great step in helping us to think about how we might do it, how we might make these jobs good, quality jobs, and strengthen and build the care infrastructure that we need for working women and families. Because we know that women are the majority of care workers, but when there is a need for care in families, women are more likely to take on that role, impacting their earnings, their employment, their mobility. And so by making these jobs high quality jobs with benefits, paid sick and family leave, health benefits, we can ensure that not only is the sector stable, but also women and families are able to take care of themselves economically, especially women of color who are more likely to be the primary wage earners in their family. Excited to be a part of this conversation and be thinking about how significant this investment will be, but also realizing that this is only a down payment on what we need to build a really robust care infrastructure in the U.S.
So I'm just going to say, I completely agree with you, Dr. Mason. You got it. You are exactly right. We make this investment in care. It is an investment in our economy, and it is an investment in people and making opportunity, giving people more opportunity. I just want to do just a tiny little bit of history, if I can. Going back just a little shy of a century, the United States has been investing in infrastructure. And when it did that, when it invested in roads and bridges so people could get to work, so that employers could get their goods to market, it also said, we're going to make this investment and we're going to help create good jobs. So those construction jobs got lifted up. People got paid better. They became the jobs that helped build America's middle class. We said, we're going to make this investment in each other, and we're going to make this investment in the workers who actually do the work. Well, now is our chance to bring some racial and gender justice to this issue. We now are talking about building jobs, not just construction jobs that, let's face it, largely have gone to men, but care jobs that disproportionately go to women, and care jobs that have been badly underpaid for so long. Childcare providers, on average, make about $12 an hour. That is not enough to support their own families, and it is definitely not a reflection of the value of the work they do. At the very same time, care is too expensive for most families to afford. So this is a place where we've got to make public investment, because otherwise the math just doesn't add up. This is an investment that's good for the whole economy. Let me just give you one stat on that. A recent study found that expanding high quality, affordable childcare would increase the number of women with young children who are working full time by 17%. That's a boost to productivity in this country. It would also increase women's lifetime earnings by nearly $100,000. So I think of it this way. An investment in care is an investment in our economy overall. It's an investment in the people who want to be able to go to work but have family members at home. And it is an investment in the people who are actually doing the care. This is a win-win-win for everybody.
It's so critical, Senator Warren, to make that case, and what I've been finding. And so as everyone on this live stream reaches out to your senator or congressperson, what you just heard from Senator Warren, we have to hammer home in our support. And now, Dr. Mason and Senator Warren, I'm going to go to our other experts on this panel to ask questions. First to Glenora Romans from National Domestic Workers Alliance. Glenora is a home care leader in the fight in Texas. And then to Racine Reese, who's a child care provider in California, who will pose a question. And then we'll round back with you, Milka Exantis, from Home Care Massachusetts leader. Glenora. Glenora, are you with us?
Glenora, I'm here.
Great.
Can you hear me?
We can. Welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Glenora, we can hear you.
Thank you. My name is Glenora Romans, and I'm a care worker. I'm a care worker here in the state of Texas, and I'm also a member of the National Domestic Workers Alliance. I'm an advocate for low-income domestic workers like myself, and I have been doing care work for over 20 years. I'm very passionate about the benefits, the rights, the working conditions, and giving a pathway for a better future for domestic workers. So, Senator Warren, can you speak to the urgency of Congress acting now to solve this home care crisis?
I can certainly try, Glenora. You know, I think that your story is part of the answer. Home care workers and families who rely on home care workers need this crisis solved as soon as possible. This is not a hypothetical issue. This is not a, gee, maybe somebody has this problem. This is a problem we face right now. And it's about the dignity and the safety and the quality of life for millions of people across this country. The Biden-Harris administration has made an historic commitment to invest in the caregiving economy as part of rebuilding our nation's infrastructure. Our job is to do every single thing we can right now to help push to make that commitment a bill and to pass it into law. So, Glenora, I know that you're fighting for that. I know that NDWA and SEIU are fighting for that. And I'm right there in the fight with you. Now is the moment to get this done.
Amen to that. Thank you so much. And now I want to turn to Milka Extantas, who wants to ask a question of Dr. C. Nicole Mason. Milka.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, President Henry. Dr. Mason, can you talk about the kind of economy we can build if we invest $4 billion in good union living wage job and home care?
So 400 billion would go a long way to building a more fair, just, equitable economy, one that's not built on the backs of the most vulnerable in our society, the most vulnerable workers, women of color, people of color, and immigrants. It would pump much needed and necessary dollars right back directly into communities. If, for example, we raise the wages of care workers to just $15 an hour. And I actually don't think that's enough. But if we raise it to just $15 an hour, it would cut the female the poverty rate of female workers nearly in half. And that's just a start. And I think raising the wage is actually just the floor, but making sure that these are quality jobs with benefits, paid sick and family leave, job security. These are all the things that, I think is really necessary. Senator Warren talked at the top of the discussion about non-traditional jobs or construction jobs or production and manufacturing. And when we made those investments, it made the difference in that sector. And we need to do the same for care jobs. We have to and need to understand that these are the jobs where women are in, and we have to make sure they're good, high-quality jobs that enables families to take care of their families and move them into the middle class. So when we make this investment, which I'm very clear is a down payment on the kind of infrastructure we need, and moving it from a private obligation of families to a more, a public good, and thinking about it in that way and investing in care as a public infrastructure, we will be better off and, again, on our way to building a more just, fair, and equitable economy.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Dr. Mason. And now, Racine Reese has been very patient. We'd love to hear about your job as a family child care provider in California. I know you're a leader in SEIU Local 99 in Southern California, and that you have a question for both Senator Warren and for Dr. Mason. Racine.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much, Mary Kay. Hi, my name is Racine Reese, and I'm a family child care provider and SEIU Local 99 and CCPU member.
Oh, this is what we need if the broadband restored in our nation as well, in every neighborhood. It looks like Racine is coming back. I think the question she was going to ask is, from birth to death, people deserve quality, empathetic care. And as care workers, she believes we deserve to be respected, protected, and paid. And so what does a world look like that makes that a reality? And what do we have to do to get there?
Dr. Mason, you want to start?
I do want to start, and I just want to say that when I think about what it looks like, I think it looks like the future. It looks like the future of work. And I just have to say that the pandemic has upended everything and provided us an opportunity to imagine a more fair, just, again, equitable economy. And there's not anything that I can imagine that will get in the way of the momentum that's building for these kind of policies and our understanding of the people we've left behind all of this time. So, building a robust, home and community service program is critically important. Building a robust childcare infrastructure is also really important. And I'm really happy to be working alongside you all at SEIU, as well as many advocates at the federal and state level to make it happen. So I think we're on our way. I'm very excited about it, and think again, I'm happy to be doing this work in this moment in this way.
Thank you. Racine, I see you back.
Yes.
You there?
Yes, I am. I'm
Good. Good. I'm sorry we're having so much trouble with the connection. But, I love your question. Mary Kay passed it on. What does the world look like when we actually treat all of our workers, our care workers, with the dignity that they deserve?
Yes.
To me, it looks like an America of opportunity. It looks like an America of opportunity, not just for some already at the top, or not just for some who are already in traditional jobs that have been lifted up into the middle class. It looks like an America of opportunity for everybody. And that's what I want to see. That's why I believe this is a racial justice issue. This is a gender justice issue. And I just want to speak for a minute about how we get there, because that's the second half of your question. You don't get what you don't fight for. And we have to make sure that everyone hears us loud and clear. When the infrastructure train leaves the station, care work is not going to be left behind in the station. It goes too. We have to capitalize on what we have right now. We have more opportunity to change the world of care work than we have ever had in our history. But we've got to capitalize on that and make it happen. We have to push Congress right now to pass serious legislative proposals to fund childcare, to fund home-based services, to fund community-based services, and more. It's our job to lift up care and to make clear to Congress we cannot leave the care economy behind. We are not going to build the future we want if we try to leave care behind. So we are in this fight for each other. For everyone who's listening, let me say it again. As a member of Congress, as a member of the United States Senate, make sure that your members of Congress and your senators know that this is important to you. And I want to say this, even if you have senators who are already on board, they still need to hear from you, because they need to hear that it is a priority for you. Everybody in the Senate, I guarantee you, they got 100 things that they're trying to manage. We want to make sure care is right in front of them, and they know that this is an issue that they cannot leave out as we negotiate an infrastructure package. Mary Kay, tell everybody we got to get this done.
I will. Senator Warren, Dr. Mason, Racine, Milka, Glenora, thank you so much for your head, heart, and soul in this fight. I agree with what you've said in this panel discussion today. Now is the time, and we have to double down on our texting, our phoning, the town halls that we're doing, the digital work that everybody is doing, and make it crystal clear. We need Congress to transform the lives of the women who've been doing care since our nation was founded, but have never been respected, protected, and paid for the value of the work that you each do. And I was wondering if we could close out with Racine, who didn't get much of a chance. Tell us why you are a family child care provider and what makes you do this work every day against all the odds that you face.
Thank you, Mary Kay, and I apologize for that. as I was saying, I am a CCU member and Local 99 SEIU member from the Victorville High Desert area in California, and I've been in family child care for over 21 years. I started in this field for several reasons. I could not find quality child care for my own children, and I wanted to spend more time with them, and so I needed to create a better work-life balance. I soon learned how many other parents also struggle to find quality child care, and so I found my calling, and I wanted to help my community, you know, the families in my own community. However, it has not been easy to stay in the profession that I love. Even though I care for others, I've often worried about providing for my own family. Low pay, a lack of benefits, and a sense of being underappreciated really can weigh on you. But that's why forming our union in California after so many years felt amazing. A seat at the table through CCPU allows us to fight for a better future for our families, and we deserve it. This past year and a half during the pandemic has really shown how important our work is, and that family child care providers are essential. I also know, however, that child care is only one part of that care puzzle. While dealing with the challenges of the child care business, my mind would often drift off to things like retirement or what would happen when I get older. Who was going to care for me if I needed help? And I saw firsthand the care crisis when my stepdad was sick and needed care. He could not afford care, so our family had to step up. It hurt me that I could not be there for my mother as much as I wanted. It wasn't easy to take time away from my 24-hour, 7-day-a-week childcare business to go help, because that meant I had to hire someone to come into my childcare to cover for me. With the tight budget, this was a challenge. It took an emotional and physical toll on myself, on my 71-year-old mother, and my siblings. I know I'm not alone. So many families are dealing with this every day. That's why it's critically important that we invest in the care economy to help our families and the workers that provide these services. This issue is very, very important to me, and I appreciate being here today to share my story. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Racine. We know that many, many women are called to do this work. And that's why it's so thrilling to have Senator Warren and Dr. Mason, who understand the value of this work, and why we're so proud to be in the fight beside you. We need everyone on this live stream to call that phone number or to text the number that you saw earlier to your member of Congress. Whether you think they're a champion and they got it, they need to hear from you, because this is the most important moment, as we've heard from Senator Warren. And we need to create a groundswell where that is a deafening noise, where that we understand we're going to invest in both home care and child care work all across this economy. So I'm proud to be in the fight with all of you today. And I know when we fight together, we win. So thank you for joining us, Senator Warren, Dr. Mason, Lenora Romans, and Racine Reese. And we will give our thanks to Milka as well.